Hello everyone, so this is the video number 2 of the line-wise explanation series of the chapter Landscape of the Soul. In the video number 1, we got to know about the two types, the difference between the Western art and the Chinese art. Now we are going to get the details about this difference, right? So let's see. In the Chinese story, the emperor commissions a painting and appreciates its outer appearance. But the artist reveals to him the true meaning of his work. The emperor may rule over the territory he has conquered, but only the artist knows the way within. So this is the difference. In this Chinese story, the emperor is, appreciating the outer appearance, the outlook of the painting, but the artist Wu Daozi, he is actually giving the inner details of the art, the intricate details. What the emperor cannot see, the artist can see. That is why he is saying, let me show the way, the Tao, a word that means both the path of or the method and the mysterious works of the universe. The painting is gone, but the artist has reached his goal beyond any material appearance. So this is the power of the artist. They are different from the common people. They are having a different kind of intelligence that they can only see. They can only, bring the spirit, the intricate details to us. We can only see from the outer appearance, but the artist can show us the way. So this word is very important, the Tao, a word that means both the path or the method and the mysterious works of the universe. So artist can only reveal the mystery. Common people cannot reveal the mystery. A classical Chinese landscape is not meant to reproduce an actual view. I'm reading the line again, pay attention. A classical Chinese landscape is not meant to reproduce an actual view as would a Western figurative painting. So Western figurative painting means Western people, Western artists, they are only trying to give you the exact reality. But Chinese landscape is not like that, right? Whereas the European painter wants you to borrow his eyes and look at a particular landscape exactly as he saw it from a specific angle. Now what the Western painters are doing, they are actually when they are painting the drawing they are also asking for the same kind of approach that they are having when they are painting the particular art. So as an audience, we will also have the same kind of approach when we are going to judge the art of the European painter. The same kind of mind we have to have. But the Chinese painter does not choose a single viewpoint. But Chinese painters are not like that. Because people are having different kind of approach. So let's see. His landscape is not a real one and you can enter it from any point. Then travel in it. The artist creates a path for your eyes to travel up and down and then back again in a leisurely movement. This is what the difference is. Western painters are only having a single approach. They are also having the same approach, and when they are giving the art to the public should have the same kind of approach when they are going to judge the painting. But the Chinese art, when it is done, it is open to all and you can judge it from a different approach, from a different perspective. You can enter into the picture, you can move. That is why it is written here, see, a path for your eyes to travel up and down then back again. That is why Wu Daozi ultimately entered into the painting and he vanished. This is even more true in the case of the horizontal scroll, in which the action of slowly opening one section of the painting and then rolling it up to move on to the other adds a dimension of time which is unknown in any other form of painting. It also requires the active participation of the viewer. Yes, active participation. The viewer, the audience should be active. Otherwise, he cannot judge the painting of the Chinese painters. Who decides at what pace he will travel through the painting, a participation which is physical as well as mental. So you are watching physically as well as your mind is also active. You are not watching what the artist has done. You are watching what you want to see in this particular painting. So you are free to roam in the paintings of the Chinese people. So you have to be active both physically and mentally. The Chinese painter does not want you to borrow his eyes, right? He wants you to enter his mind. The landscape is an inner one, a spiritual and a conceptual space. Means abstract concept. They have given you the painting. Now you judge it with your different perspective, with your different kind of approach. That is their main conversation, main point, right?